So today we're going to talk about the draft lottery and where we think what the Pelicans are going to do with the first pick, and could they mess this up? What could potentially happen? So we're kind of just going to do like the top three players who might the Grizzlies get, or who the Knicks might get, because I know the Knicks definitely wanted that number one pick, but sadly they didn't end up getting it. So let's jump right into it. So what's our first segment, Zach?
What do you think some good trade opportunities on draft night? Like, lottery teams that shouldn't draft a player, that their better option would be just trade their pick away.
Let's see here. I feel like the Grizzlies have to keep their number two pick, because I feel like they're just like rebuilding, where like I feel like it'd be dumb of them to get rid of their pick because they want to like build, or like who they just drafted Jaren Jackson Jr. last year and drafted. You trade away Marc Gasol, and now you have Mike Conley, who's that veteran point guard. You just had that, Jaren Jackson, and then whoever you draft this year, which I'm hearing it might be Ja. So I think that would be, I would rather see him on the Phoenix Suns. That's where I really wanted to see him shine with Devin Booker. But he could. He's a triple-double man in college, and shout out to Joey. I know it's your favorite rookie coming into this draft class. So let's see what he can do this year, and if he can work with Mike Conley, Jaren Jackson Jr. And so the Grizzlies have to keep this two pick is what I was saying. So the Lakers trade their pick away?
That's what I was thinking. A team that isn't looking to build for the future, a team that wants to win right now, and they have a top 5 pick, they should trade. I feel like maybe they trade away their pick and a piece like Ingram or Alonzo and try to get like AD. I don't know.
I like that. That's a whole situation in itself with AD, but with the Lakers, I know they want to win right now, but it's like I feel like the biggest problem like that they have if like they trade away the pick away is what players are you gonna send with that pick?
Ingram and Alonzo probably, or maybe like
I did say, and I have said this before, I think you should trade away Kyle Kuzma, but like
no, bro,
when I really think about that, you should keep it.
I was just
you
about
really
to say
should.
That. I was just about to say
you got to keep him.
The best young player for the Lakers' future is Kuz. So
Absolutely.
They just keep him and trade away their pick, Ingram and Alonzo, and they could probably get a good, decent player that could put them in the win now mode.
Honestly, because LeBron wants to win now, he's signed a 4-year contract, so I know the Lakers really want to win now. They're at like type where everyone kind of who got like the draft, it was in the draft lottery, is kind of really rebuilding. Well, usually the top 3 are, but in this case the top 3 are, but the Lakers, they want to win now, so like they're approaching, I feel like, this draft different, where like this draft class is very good. I feel like it. Like, yes, they have the 4th pick, but okay, so they may not get Zion, they may not get Ja or RJ Barrett, but like you have so many, like, I feel like this draft class has so many other players in it that can really like impact, like they're gonna be good to come in the future, and I'm glad to see that. So I feel like if they want to trade it away, then like the only like disadvantage of that is they're giving up probably a good young player for who's going to develop in the future. But I understand they're win down mind asset, so let's see what the Lakers can do with LeBron. But I think a segment that I really wanted to talk about that kind of like wraps up like the top like 4 draft lottery picks is the New Orleans Pelicans. And I'm a big AD fan. He's my favorite player. And I think that the Pelicans, there's so many things that could happen if like they don't need to mess this up. And I think that they need to take Zion. I think that would be the right move to do. But that depends on if AD wants to stay there. So, like, that's my biggest dilemma. Like, I have all these theories about where he wants to go, but I kind of really just want to get right to, like, my main theory, because I can talk about other theories and whatnot, but what they really need to do is, if I'm AD, I know he's 6 years in the league. You've been hearing reports about you saying, oh, that's cool that we have the number 1 pick, but I still want to leave. So if that's the case, and like I understand AD, like it's not saying that like I'm mad. Like I know he wants to win. He's in his prime, and he doesn't want to wait. He doesn't want to wait for his island to develop, and I understand that. I mean, I know you got pieces, Julius Randle. You got Drew Holiday, Alfred Payton. But if you want to do that win now culture, maybe I would suggest I like trading the Knicks pick. So I think swap picks. So like in a trade, so that the Knicks get Anthony Davis and maybe Solomon Hill or like another piece or something, and their first round pick. So then the Knicks can draft Zion, who they really wanted in the first place. The Grizzlies will probably still take Ja, and then you get R.J. Barrett. They already played at Duke. I think that would be a great like lineup to do. You put the Pelicans. Their GM's not like very good, but like they're kind of the big market with AD there and being in New Orleans and what he has been able to bring. So I think if you bring those two young players, Zion, who's like, everyone's saying like the best player since LeBron, and then RJ Barrett, who had damn near similar stats as Zion, but he was just like, kind of the second option on the team depending on who they're playing and how they're running the offense. But you team them up in New Orleans, you let him build. I think that would be great. You put AD in New York, and then, what about KD? Is he going to go there? That could spark a whole, like, if they, if that move happens, does Kyrie want to go there still? Does KD, like, possibly want to go there? Where can Jimmy Butler go? Where can Tobias Harris go? Like, where's Boogie going? Like, there's so many of these free agents that could go anywhere if you went to the Knicks, and, like, then they would also be a win-now culture, and that could very possibly happen if you put the right players together.
Do you think Kyrie, KD, and AD all in New York could win a championship?
So, like, I know, like, I want to say absolutely yes, but, like, it's just, like, how they play together. Like, you can put, like, all-stars on a team, and,
how do you
like,
think they would play together? Like, that's the thing. I'm just saying,
like, Kyrie's very ball dominant, but I think he would definitely pass a lot, like, AD, like, the way he spreads the floor, and then KD, so, like, everyone's kind of, like, guard their man tight, and, like,
they could play small ball with that lineup.
Exactly, like, they go to double team just like they do on the Warriors, and you have Clay wide open, you have Kerr wide open, so then Kyrie would be open, or Anthony Davis would be open, and like they can shoot, they can also drive to the field. Like Anthony Davis can dunk all over you. So like
they can win a championship though.
You put the right coach on the team, and you surround them but you also have to surround them with bench players as well. So like you can't just rely on like 3 players and like your team not be good.
No, I'm saying like if they went there this offseason, like next year, could they win a championship? Like with the Knicks as they are right now, they just make the trades you were talking about, but their role players stay the same. It's just Kyrie, KD, they go there, and free agency, and they end up trading for AD.
I think they could, honestly, because like
could that team win a championship?
I would think that it's very possible because you have the best scorer in the league, Kevin Durant. Like shout out to him. Like he's so good at scoring. Like when you give the ball to him, and he's just ready to score. He knows what he's doing. It's hard to guard him because like you're just like if he gets to the shot, it's probably going in, but it could be a miss. But you're just hoping it misses. But he works every day. Which shout out, like I said, to Kevin Durant for working hard and just being the player you are today, man. To compete for the number 1 spot with LeBron. But then you put AD up there. He's always in the contention last few years of like MVP, like winning it, like maybe, like coming second, coming third. So and then like Kyrie, when he won, he has final experience. KD has final experience. AD has playoff experience, and I think being around those veterans, he could also step his game up, and they could ultimately win a championship. Now I'm not saying I don't know how many years that would go on, like if depending on their re-sign and stuff like that. But I think if they did this move, they can win a championship ring now. I know it's what AD wants. KD is already coming off too. Kyrie's been there, wants to do it again. So this would be the perfect move for the Pelicans and the Knicks. And I only said that if that's because if AD still wants out of there. So that's kind of like my final take on the Pelicans, and I wish them the best. And if AD, you want to go win a championship now, I'm kind of predicting the Knicks, but wherever you want to go, man, just wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, I agree. I think those 3 in New York could win a championship. I mean, like Riley said, the role players are very important. You know, like, in terms of who you surround
Absolutely.
with. So I think if you take the Knicks as they are, make a trade for AD, and then you add those guys in free agency, you can make a serious run for a championship. I mean, that's a big three right there.
And it's not saying like the East is weak, but no, like the East is like as good as it has been like in recent years. Like now, like I'm excited to watch the East Conference Finals, and so like I think definitely it also depends on where other players go in free agency. Like teaming up like Warriors and whatnot. But
speaking of the Eastern Conference Finals, just to segment into that, do you think that winning this series is make or break in terms of Kawhi's decision in free agency? Like if they lose,
well, see, I mean that's a good question to ask because because Kyrie's a free agent as well and he could go anywhere he wants. But I think he should ultimately like stay, and like maybe sign like a 2-year contract and like with his third option like he could like opt out and just.
But yeah, I was just thinking about the series though. Like if it might be make or break, like this might be what pretty much
because
decides.
He'd be like, all right, well I couldn't reach the finals with the Raptors. What team can I reach the finals with?
That's what I was thinking. This was the series, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is his first year in Toronto. This is his first year where, he's out of that situation where everybody was calling him a diva and shit. So, he was a game 7 away from not even making it to the conference finals. That's all they would have been talking about all summer is you wanted your own team and you couldn't even make the conference finals. Just like they're saying Kyrie, but he.
I mean, Kyrie didn't though. Kyrie didn't step up, and I think this was a big test for Kyrie. But yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying, like this might be the deciding factor. Like if the Bucks treat them like they did Boston.
Well, I watched Game 1 actually, and out of the gate, man, the Raptors were running away with the game first quarter, and I couldn't believe what was going on. And the Bucks just weren't hitting. They were I think 0 for 11 for 3-pointers or whatever. Like they were just not hitting.
Yeah.
Like the Raptors started out the game hot and like they just kind of coasted along, and then they choked in the fourth quarter and like lost the game. But that series is going well. I'm excited to actually see. I didn't think the Raptors were gonna choke. I thought they were gonna actually take Game 1 just like the Celtics did to the Bucks, but like they didn't. So now, like my kind of question for you, Zach, is. Since the Bucks won Game 1, do you see the Bucks sweeping them if they keep the type of play up, or do you still see them winning in 6?
No, I see it going 2-2, and like I think the Bucks will take their home games and Toronto will take their home games, and then I think the Bucks will take the next 2. So I still see it going 6.
Like I honestly like the way the Bucks played last night and like how they were able to come back in the second half, like. I know I'm just kind of basing this off one game, but if they have to like play better like the first half, obviously starting out down so much, so then like they don't have like an extra second half, but like they kind of split it up, and they like shot like that both half. I could see the Bucks actually like going up maybe like 3-1 or something, and then like the Raptors having to like come back and like go 3-2, and then like possibly they could close it out.
Yeah.
But like
I could see that happening. Yeah.
I mean, you never know though, because it's not a series till you went on the road.
True.
So
I think the Bucks will end up doing that game 5. Well, see what would that be? Game 5.
it's true.
Or game 6.
Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of glad that we're on the topic of the finals or the Eastern Conference Finals, because we kind of want to talk about the Western Conference Finals as well, and just talk about what the Warriors were able to do without Kevin Durant. So what did you see from the game, Zach, that just the Warriors were able to execute and were able to win pretty easily without Kevin Durant?
I mean, pretty much what I expected. Like, I mean, we know the Warriors are cold without Durant. Like, they won 73 games without Durant. I mean, Curry, what, he had like 8 threes? He had like 36 points.
I think he had 9 threes, actually. I think he had 9.
Yeah, 8 or 9.
36 points he had, actually.
People talk about he can't step up in the playoffs, but I think he's just going to seal this whole series. Like, they could wait to bring KD back for the finals. I know we were talking about that yesterday.
That's true.
I know you made a good point that it wouldn't be a great idea to let KD play himself back into game shape on the biggest stage. Like, maybe he should work himself up in the conference finals before you just throw him in the finals. Like, assuming they make it, because, I mean, what I saw out of game 1, it's pretty safe to assume that Golden State.
If you don't bring him back game 3, I'd bring him back game 4 at least.
Just to the wrap up game. Cause
Yeah, I mean, honestly though, honestly, I don't see why not.
I can see that, man. I can see that. But Steve Kerr said that it was pretty open ended. Like they have no idea how long it's going to take for him to recover.
I mean, that's absolutely true because that's an injury that you don't want to rush it, and especially being in the finals, in the playoffs. I mean, you don't want to rush any injury because like if you can like wait a day and then he can draw 45 the next day, like that one game he didn't play that maybe you won or maybe you lost, like you can win that game back or maybe go up 2 games since you rested him.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest factor. But anything else you saw that the Warriors were able to do to just coast to like game 1 victory?
I mean, it was just like the Curry of old, honestly. I mean, I think playing against his brother might have, gave a little extra.
Yeah, his brother didn't do too
No,
good.
I'm just kidding.
No, but go ahead. I'll tell you why. Like I think that, but go ahead.
No, but it really looked like, Steph Curry just had his swagger back, and I like what I saw out of him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Warriors, bro, they're so good. They're so fucking good.
They are good. Freaking best team in the league right now.
They might be en route to a 3-peat.
I mean that's very possible because
4 in the last 5 or 3? Wait, 3 in the. Hold up. Let me do my math.
It'd be 4 in the last 5.
4 in the last 5. Yeah. Warriors are good. Like you didn't know that already.
But since you talked about how the Warriors won, I'll talk about why the Trailblazers lost. And I watched this game from the start of it and finished all the way through because I was like, maybe the Trailblazers can have some shots to come back. Well, no. So the game started out all right, but then Dame and CJ just could not hit. And I know you rely on those guys. You run your offense through them, just like the Splash Brothers. They run their offense through Curry and Klay Thompson when KD's wasn't in the mix, but now he is. So they run a little bit different, but Klay can still average at least 15 points per game. But Curry and Klay were hitting, and Dame and CJ were not. And when that happens, you need to replace him with your bench. That's why you have a bench. That's why you have bench players. That's why you have 6 men a year. Bring Rodney Hood in. He played quite a bit of the game. He had 10 points off the bench, which proud of Rodney Hood. I'm glad you're out of the Cavs, and I'm glad you're on a playoff team. Good to see. But Seth Curry needs to come in there. Yeah, I mean, you need to bring Zach Collins in there. When Cantor's not doing so good, or maybe he has
Zach Collins didn't get that many minutes, did he?
I don't think he did. I mean, he's a great player. I like the way he plays. Luke Kennard or Leonard, or whatever his name is. I can't think.
Lucas Kennard.
But he, just your bench is a major factor because you can't play your starters all the time. And when they're not hitting, someone's got to step up. And Curry had that big game versus the Nuggets, and Rodney Hood had that big game in the 4 overtime, unbelievable basketball and playoffs in the last, I don't know, forever ago, but that was just an amazing basketball. And so, honestly, what I'm asking from the Trailblazers is you got to step up and play like that every night if you're going to compete with the Warriors. Because a lot of people are expecting you guys to get swept, and I kind of expected at first, but I was like, you know what? I think you can carry over your momentum that you won in 7 games over the Nuggets, and you can at least win 2 games. Maybe only win 1, but at least win 2 games. Put up a decent fight to win 2 games. Because I mean the Warriors are just good, and you just gotta be hitting. You have to be firing. You can't have bad games.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think Lillard and CJ are the type to just lay down and quit. They're gonna keep fighting. So I can see them winning a game or 2, but I think it's really gonna be too pretty. I think there's a chance they could get swept.
I hope it doesn't happen, but
I'm a fan of Lillard. Going into it, I thought when we made that one video giving our predictions, I said it wasn't really gonna be that competitive. And then right before game 1, I was like, Lillard's that guy that always gets slept on. I'm gonna look like an idiot if he just goes out and drops 50.
I mean that's true, but sometimes he doesn't get slept on. Sometimes he doesn't step up.
He had 2 or 3 years where he got snubbed from the All-Star team.
He did. I would absolutely agree with that. Absolutely.
And yeah, I mean he's had a great playoffs, But
he's an all-star, and hopefully he just.
shit, is this his first conference finals?
I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. I mean, I know he's made it to the second round, but I don't know if he's made it to the third round.
This might be Lillard's first conference finals. I mean, we'll see how the series pans out. It's only been one game so far.
Second game comes on tonight at 9:30.
What's our prediction for that?
For game 2, I think that the Warriors can, like, if they play the way they did, but I think they need to have a little bit more ball movement. Definitely get Curry firing. If you don't get Curry firing again, then you got to look to Clay or maybe Iguodala. So, like, Curry was able to hit last in game 1, so, like, you know, everyone else kind of felt that rhythm. So just kind of get Curry hot again. You know, have great ball movement, play great. You got to play great defense first game. He can get to the rim. CJ has the cleanest floater in the NBA. I love his floater. He's so good at it. So you know, you just got to watch that. Play great defense. But for the Trailblazers, I think that they need to come out firing. They need to. I think something that I saw that I thought they could have improved on was trying to drive to the rim. Drive to the rim more. I mean, I know you're on the road, so you may not get as many fouls as you want, but you know, getting contact. You know, if you can aim one that's awesome. Like, I'm pumped, but like as long as you're like getting to the free throw line and trying to, you're trying to score somehow in some way. So, I think the Warriors will probably win this game though. Even though like I just said what the Warriors need to do and the Trailblazers need to do. The Warriors, if they, like I said, they come out firing, they're at home, Oracle Arena, it's hard to play in, so I think the Warriors might win tonight by, like, I would say they might win by 8 tonight. I think it'd be a closer game. But what do you think, Zach? Do you think the Trailblazers can actually maybe take game 1 or take game 2 on the road to make it series?
That would make it a damn series if they stole a home game from the Warriors, coming back to Portland with the tied series. Then that would be very interesting, but I just don't see it happening. Like,
if they did that, Kevin Durant would come back. I feel like that game 3. So then he would shut down their momentum. I feel like that's when
they rushing it back if they do that. Shit, you want to go hoop soon?
Yeah, absolutely.
Easy money. What was I saying? Yeah, game 2. Lillard. Now that I'm kind of thinking about it, and I'm pretty sure this is his first conference finals. I'd like to see him show out in his first conference finals. So I'll be rooting for the Portland Trailblazers tonight for sure.
Alrighty, guys.
But my prediction is Golden State by like 10 or 20.
And it's just because the Warriors are that good, but you know, don't ever count out the underdogs. You know, the Trailblazers, they went to 7. They beat the Nuggets. The Nuggets were they're a very young and good team, but the Warriors are just a different type of like offense in the way they play. But hopefully the Trailblazers can, you know, carry the momentum over and, you know, maybe win 1-2 games. We'll just see how it goes. But that's all the time we have for today. We're about to go hoop, make some more videos, so stay tuned for our channel.
Yep.